myself, but and I am 46 years old and still nurse my 3-year-old. And I'm proud to say that. And she don't get sick. She don't I don't have no problems with her throwing up, any of that. I have other children that have suffered from vaccines. My baby don't get no vaccines or any of that. We feed her healthy, and I have to stay healthy in order to give her the vitamins and nutritions that she needs. And she's also keeping me healthy because I have to be able to produce nutrition for her. And by doing that, I have to eat healthy. And so I choose to, this is something that I had to go back to. The creator told me to go back to what I'm used to, because I'm out here jumping around. But I just advise anybody, whatever you are good at, whatever skill or blessing or whatever you're good at, perfect that niche. And that's what I'm doing. And, if I can be, I'm a wealth of knowledge. If you need anything, if you have any questions, concern, feel free. Sister Rafala knows how to get in contact with me, and just you all, we can make it happen. We can do a whole little girls' garden day.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Are your seeds non-GMO seeds?
Of course, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Non-GMO.
Tanya, you on here? Can you hear me? I see you on mute. Sister Tangi, I'm definitely going to get with you about the gardening.
Oh, yes. Because we need to all start our saving our seeds. So whatever you have, save the seeds from whatever you're eating, even the roots of the thing. Start saving your foods, and because after a while we're not going to have very many seeds because they, and we need to start our own seed bank. Right now, I have over 30-something thousand seeds. I do. And I'm still collecting more seeds. And so those are the things that I want to encourage my people as on a grassroots level of what we need to be doing to become sustained, because sustainability is the key.
Right.
And by using that, I'm able to go out and network with other communities to let them know that. And my area is children, because I have a 3-year-old, so I cater to the little children, because there's benefits behind gardening with preschoolers and youth as well.
Definitely. I want to let you all know that we are recording this meeting. Is that okay with you all?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure it's cool with everybody. Okay. Hey, Tanya, can you hear us? Tanya, she's not on here. Okay, Sister Crystal's on there. Okay, Tanya's not here yet. Tanya, I wanted Tanya to speak on her farming, because she has a whole garden in her yard too. And it's amazing. And we're by us being in the end days now, we definitely, I encourage all you sisters out there to start researching and looking into like doing in-home gardening or outdoor gardening, because we going into days now, we don't know what to expect now.
And also, Sister Rafala, we have hydroponics. So those who live in urban areas, in apartment complexes, you still can grow your own food. You can. So don't think that just because I stay in an apartment and I stay on a high rise, I can't grow my food. You can still grow your food, because you have indoor planting, you have container planting, you have hydroponics. So so there are ways for you to grow your own food. Not saying you're growing food to go to to sell. But if you're growing enough food for yourself and you and your family where you can be able to sustain yourselves, watch how much funds that you save in a year where you was going back into the forth to the store, spending your money on fruit and vegetables, where you could start growing that stuff in-house and knowing what is being sprayed with, what is being touched with, what kind of process that your fruit and vegetables have went through by the time it reaches your mouth.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah. And on that note, I actually clean my fruits and vegetables with baking soda because of that.
Me too. And then,
but that don't mean, but sister, that's what we need to educate each other on. Just because you're cleaning it with baking soda or vinegar or all these things that they say, because you baking soda vinegar neutralizes the baking soda, where it really is not cleaning, because the pesticides has already soaked inside the fruit or vegetable. So you don't get rid of the pesticide, you just washing the outside. But what about the stuff that has been grown inside of there the whole time that it's been growing and maturing, that is taking the pesticides and the germicides have soaked inside of there?
That's true.
Where I can teach you how to do your own compost, where you're really growing organically. I collect my rainwater. I go out and I talk to I call my food smart food, because I go out and I play my food music, things like that, because these are things that we putting inside our bodies. So that you wonder why you wonder why people is going crazy and they eating food. You see people get food, eat and go to sleep. No, you supposed to eat to be energetic, not eat to go to sleep. So those are the things that we need to start putting back into our own food, because the more that you love your food, you're loving your food is going to grow, and you're going to produce good crops.
I know that's right.
Now you got people, they just going to work, just touching the food, slaughtering the food. I did a whole research paper on how they do chickens and cows and all of that stuff. The torment that, if you're an animal lover or whatever kind of lover, have any heart for humanity, the way that the processes that these animals go to before they get to our plate, that is insane. So that's why you got tough meat. Meat don't taste right. When you start growing your own food and you start tasting, now you tasting the organic, the realness of a tomato. I had somebody tell me that a tomato, my husband told me that he tasted a tomato that I grew. He said he ain't tasted that kind of tomato since 1980 something. That means when he was a little boy.
Wow.
So the taste of the taste of our fruit and vegetables have went away. So the minute that you taste something that is original and good and crisp and grown from your hands, you're gonna love it. You're gonna take value in it, because you're supposed to take value in your health. You're supposed to take value in your family. We as women, we supposed to nourish our family. So these hands are feeding our families. So we're supposed to feed our families goodness. I ain't just going out there throwing those seeds out there and just hope something come up. No, I nourish my garden every day. And that's the same thing we as women supposed to do to this nation, as we supposed to do to our communities, to one another. Because because we're all in this garden together. Without a seed, we would not be here. Somebody had to plant a seed for each and every one of us to be here. We just not here. And our parents had to do what? Our parents had to pour into us. They had to love us.
And we have to do the same thing for our plants.
We have to do the same thing to our plants and to our communities.
It needs sunlight and water, just like us.
And
I actually eat my water. I eat my water. I do more. I get most of my water from my fruits, not regular water.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Zucchini
called
has,
tofu.
if you grow a zucchini, I never knew that zucchini had so much water in it. You cut
Mhm,
one of the leaves, the limbs, water just pour out of there. I'm like, okay. I say, all right.
mhm. And
Cucumbers have a lot of water. Watermelon
cucumbers,
have a lot of
watermelon.
water.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, it's I'm not gonna take up y'all time because I could go on and on because I'm passionate about it because that
Yeah.
is something that I want and I don't mind feeding into
Mm,
others. But if we can set aside a time, I will get with my sisterins and see what we
absolutely.
can come up with, where we can have a whole session on this and we can have some fun
Yeah.
doing it as well.
Yeah, please put your information in the comment section, sis. So whoever want to reach out to you can reach out to you. And I recommend all of you out there put your information in the comment zone so we all could collaborate and stay in touch with each other. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, okay, who else? Who else just came in? And okay, Valerie finally made it in. Okay, who didn't introduce themselves? And then we're gonna move on. And I won't keep you all on here too long. And so this is just gonna be a basic breakdown of 21 principles of plant-based living. It's gonna be very basic because this topic here it could be very lengthy because there is so much involved with this topic. It's a lot. So we're just going to keep it real basic and simple.
Mhm.
Okay, who else? Okay, Sister Crystal, where you calling from? I mean, where you coming in from?
Hi everyone. I'm at work right now, so I'm just kind of listening, just tuning in with
Hey,
everybody.
okay, it's
But
so good
I'm
to see
in
you.
Minnesota right now. Thank you for inviting me, Sister Rafala.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming in. This lady here, Sister Crystal, is a trained, I'll let you tell it.
I'm a firearms instructor, so I help people primarily in the Twin Cities, so St. Paul, Minneapolis, get their permit to carry, but also just to learn like the foundations of shooting and like clearing a firearm and basically how to use firearms. I've only been an instructor since about November, but I've helped over 70 students and I've been helping a lot of kids as well. Kind of what got me into the field was just we were having a lot of meetings and conferences with kids being passed away due to by negligent discharges and things like that. So that kind of pushed me to want to educate gun safety in the community. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I do foster
That's
care as well, so I work a lot with kids on my day to day.
yeah, amazing. So anybody need information on obtaining a gun license, and give Sister Crystal a put, hit her up.
Yes, please reach out to me. I'm more than willing to help anybody, even if you're in a different state. We can work something out.
Definitely. Yeah. Also put your information in the comment section too, please. Okay. Valerie, is Valerie on here?
Hello.
Valerie, there she go. Hey, everybody, this girl here, Valerie, knows all my business. And when I say all, I mean all. We've been friends for like 20, oh gosh. How many years, Valerie?
25 years.
25 years.
Yeah.
26 years. I'm sorry, 26 years.
Yes.
It's 26 years now. Yeah, this like a sister. And Tanya as well. I knew Tanya for 17 years. I think she's on here too. But
Hello,
yeah, we
everybody.
gotta
Hello.
yeah. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, all right. Okay, y'all. Now I want you all to talk and participate. Okay, don't get quiet on me. Uh, the difference between plant-based, everybody, and a vegan diet. Who can explain that if you know? If not, I'll go ahead and tell it. Okay, the plant-based diet is a food diet or product derived from plants rather than animals. Okay. And Sister Tangia broke that down real nicely for us. So the primary source of plants are fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs, oils, whole grains, legumes, and beans. So those are all considered plant-based. Now, the vegan diet is a diet that you eat absolutely no meat. So I just found out recently that you could be plant-based and still eat meats. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. So that's the difference between a plant-based diet and a vegan diet. Plant-based diet is is that your diet is based off of majority of plants, but then you eat a little meat sometimes too. Vegan, you eat no meat whatsoever. You strictly plants. Mm-hmm. And so you'd be surprised. I just found that out. I was like, oh my goodness, okay. Okay, so when you plant-based, you doesn't mean that you don't eat meat. You just mostly plant-based. So anybody disagree with that? Okay,
No,
then
ma'am.
you have the pest. I'm sorry.
I don't disagree with that. I think it's a preference. So yeah, there are some people that I have met that are plant-based, but they still eat like minimal meats. So yeah, it's a preference thing. You can either be 100% or, incorporate a little bit of meat.
Right. And so that's pretty much where I'm at. That's like my lifestyle right there. I'm plant-based, but I eat a meat sometimes.
I do.
However, my diet is based off of I'm a Hebrew Israelite by faith. So my diet is mostly based off of Leviticus 11. I eat clean and I incorporate the plant-based life into that as well. So I don't eat pork at all whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah. And then you have the pescatarian people. You have the pescatarian people. Pescatarian is you eat no meats, you eat fish. Fish is the only meat you eat. And then you have the plant-based.
Most rosters eat that way.
Pescatarian. Yeah. And so how do you cook plant-based, ladies?
You can,
I mean,
you
how
can
do you,
steam.
what?
Oh, you said you're asking the question, how do we cook it ourselves? Oh, I can eat it raw. I can eat it steamed. I can eat it, boiled. I can eat it grilled.
Yeah. The reason why I asked that, because I was just going to recommend you all try to eat as less fried foods as possible. Frying your food it's not good, y'all.
Right.
Yeah, real talk. It's just not. I mean, I avoid that as much as possible. And so now the benefits of a plant-based diet is it offers all the necessary proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals for your optimum health. And so your body needs all these minerals just to maintain a healthy diet and a healthy body. And you will also extend your life as well by eating this way. This is like considered clean eating. So the less animals is possible. I don't eat beef at all. I don't know. Me personally, I don't eat red meats and I don't eat pork. Okay, so I'm gonna try to stay away from the Torah aspect of the eating because I know we have people here from different backgrounds and faith. I don't want to offend anybody. So we just gonna keep this basic as possible. And I have another recommendation for you ladies as well. Like when you're cooking your food, try to cook in a cast iron skillet, cast iron pots, because a lot of these steel-based metal pans and pots, it puts a lot of heavy metals in your body. Anybody want to add to that?
And sister, also add when you're drinking, drink out of glass, not plastic. Try to drink out of your copper cups and things like that as well. Real copper cups,
Real
so
time.
I buy you, they have mason glasses that you can drink out of, little ones for the children, things like that. If you really want to go into the nature side of it, because a lot of this plastic is recyclable and has a lot of chemicals in it as well. So when so it gets into the water and things like that, we supposed to purify waters. If you all live on a homestead or anything, it's good that if you got well water, things like that. So if you're in certain areas where they have well water, because I know we went up to Arkansas and got some hot springs water. So things like that. You want to be able to get away from all of these chemical based products that they have. When people are saying that I'm plant based, I'm this based, I'm whatever based, are they truly doing everything that is plant based? Because we all fall short. Because I know I still eat little fried food, chicken and things like that. I don't eat no pork. It's been like 23 years since I have put pork in my mouth. And but I'm praying that the Most High takes away certain things, and things do take time, because we have to get away from the things that we are addicted to. And I love me some chicken and some meat, and so when we eat those meats, now that I'm older, I see that those meats cause me problems. So anything that cause me pain, I don't want to eat that anymore. So once you start eating clean, I'm gonna say eating clean, not healthy, but when you start eating clean and you start putting that unclean stuff in your body gonna tell you. You're gonna get a headache. Your joints gonna mess up. Your body gonna give you a sign that, oh, that's something I'm not supposed to eat. So those are the signs that you start looking for. Like when you start eating clean, you're gonna, your body gonna go through a full detox. It's something that, it's something that you have to do on a consistent basis and get everybody on board. And you just do it one at a time. Take care of yourself. If nobody else don't want to get on the board, that's on them. Because if they want to be sick, that's on them. I just know that I want to live a clean and healthy life. So those are the things that, don't get down about it just because your household is not doing it with you. When they see that you not going to the doctor, because I'm not going to the doctor with you, because if you eating right, this wouldn't happen. I'm not finna go and sit, but just joking. But just things like that, because those are things that we can't force on people. And so when people start seeing that, oh, she got pretty skin, she doing this, she doing that, then everybody will fall in line.
Right. And just she mentioned that plastic. One of the chemicals that's in that plastic is BPA. And that's what's giving people cancer. So if you can avoid that water bottle, try to avoid that. If you can't avoid water bottles, look at the bottom of the water bottle. And if it doesn't have a number listed on the bottom of that water bottle, if there's not a number listed underneath it, then you got you a trash water bottle. It's trash, literally. So if you have a water bottle and it has like a number that's above 7, then you're in the safest zone. You're in the safe zone. You know what I mean, Sister Tangia? Okay, she's on mute.
Oh, but if you probably never noticed, but even up under your children bottles and cups that you buy them, they have numbers. So
I ain't know that.
Yeah, pay attention to the stuff that's up under there, and then they'll tell you just how much chemicals that where that particular item stands, because a lot of these plastic stuff have numbers on it. And I always want to look up under your red cups. your red cups have this triangle, like with a number in there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And so what number should we look for?
Hold on, I'm looking that up now, sister.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll put it in the chat for you.
See, I learned from Sister Rafala don't know everything. I'm learning from y'all too. We learning from each other. Iron sharpens iron. And
Yes,
while
ma'am.
she's looking that up, I want y'all to really consider getting rid of cereal. Try to get away from that too, y'all. These cereals not good for y'all. There's one particular chemical. What is that? My daughter know what I'm talking about. I think it's called DHT. BHT. Yeah, BHT. There's BHT have infertility issues, and it also causes cancer. It's BHT, and that's one of the chemicals that they use to preserve them cereals, to give it more shelf life so it don't go stale. But that's actually harming you. So I quit eating cereal altogether. I don't eat cereal at all. And I try to stay away from packaged foods, period. And then a lot of these candies that y'all eating with that has colors in it, that's a cancer causing agent as well. Anybody can elaborate on that? Feel free to speak up.
Yes, I will say most cereals and most of our packaged foods that are sold in the US are banned in most countries. Like they don't even sell it at all. And most of the food that are banned comes from the US.
Ain't that the truth? That's the truth. And my other daughter, she's on here. She lives in Canada. Terica, tell them about how Canada, how they do about their foods.
I can't remember. Oh, I can't think of the chemical.
Well, a lot of the foods that we have here in the United States, Canada don't disperse to their public. And that goes for the other countries as well, abroad. That's across the waters. Like Snicker candy bars, that's one of them. That's one of the snack items that they don't sell in other countries, because Snicker candy bars actually has cancer-causing chemicals in it as well. And like your Kentucky Fried Chicken and your Chick-fil-A restaurants, their chicken has like over 48 chemicals in it. And one of my Israelite brothers had it to the hospital after he ate one. 48 chemicals. That's why it's so addictive.
Can I say something?
Oh yeah, please.
When you were speaking about the plastic, it just reminded me of, when my mom, she transitioned because of cancer. But when we were trying to, find natural ways to help her get better, we also discovered about the dishes, that I never really took into consideration about the plastic and moving away from that. But even the non-stick on it is not good for us, that Teflon. And like if you have dishes that have been like painted with like certain paints on your dishes, you shouldn't use, because like they were speaking about the Corningware, I think it was, how I used to have the little designs, but some of those paints have like very toxic things in them. So you should like kind of stay away from painted dishes. And of course, so yeah, we were really kind of going through our dishes and cabinets like, oh my goodness, we never even thought about that, So yeah, we started, we've been doing that slowly but surely, because, we were one of those old school houses. We keep all the containers, the butter containers, the Cool Whip, everything, but we've been getting rid of those for glass and metal.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to, right after we get off this call, I'm going to my kitchen. I'm going to get rid of all those plastic dishes that I have. I'm going to put them in the garbage as soon as we get off this call.
No, ma'am. You can use them for planting containers. You can use them. You can put your compost in there. You can Everything it can be used. You can use them as planters and start your plants.
Okay. Just make sure we poke a hole at the bottom, right?
Yes, poke holes all the way around it. That way, so the soil can be able to breathe and the water can be able to filter out.
Okay, that's what's up. Anybody have anything else to add about the cereals?
Well, I know what is true. They definitely contribute along with ADHD and hyperactivity. So, I mean, along with the high, one thing, if you got corn, you got high fructose corn syrup.
Syrup. Another thing about syrup, that Butterworth's syrup. What's the name of the syrups that we use? Somebody. Yeah, that's not good for you. The best syrup to use is maple syrup. This is for our plant-based people. Also, aluminum foil, use that as less as possible because that too is putting heavy metals in your body. As a lot of people running around here, we have all kind of heavy metals in our blood.
And use agave. Excuse me for interjection. Use agave if you can't get syrup. Agave is a wonderful substitute.
Yeah, I have some.
Absolutely, sir. Yes, it is. It tastes real good in your teas and all of that.
It's really good for diabetic compared to that. Even now, I'm a diabetic, so people always ask sweet and low. That stuff is not good for you. That's chemicals.
That causes cancer too.
Cause cancer. It causes feminine issues. So try using agave. I think it works wonders and it tastes good.
What about stevia or the monk fruit?
I don't know about stevia. I know that sweet and low and those other ones are not good. It affected my grandmother in so many ways because she was a diabetic. Even when you drink, the one thing we should really got to back up drinking soda in general, but let's go even back to the fact that even when you drink the diet sodas, those chemicals can cause allergic reactions. They can cause edema, swelling of the feet. That it can affect your dream pattern because your body's so hyped up, and your body is fighting something that's been man-made, so it's going to have reactions.
Wow. Yeah, my daughter's 4 or 5 months ago, and I tell y'all, my skin looks so much better. I feel better. The pop and sodas actually rottens your teeth and your bones. So we need to come up off of that too. The type of sugar that I use raw cane sugar, and I use Himalayan salt to season my food. Those are table salts, and the granulated sugar is bad for you.
The last time I went to my doctor, she basically told me, me and my daughter were laughing. We said it was called the racist diet because she was like, literally anything white you should not really be eating.
Exactly. Anything white is bad. So my flour is non-bleached. My sugar is brown. The raw cane sugar is brown. Himalayan salt is pink. What else do we use? My breads, not the breads. Now, if you plant-based, most plant-based people, we don't really do breads too much, but I'm in an Israelite faith, so we have to eat unleavened bread for 7 days during Passover. The breads that I eat has no leaven in it. I try to stay away from leaven, period, which is what causes bread to rise. And if you can't, for those of you out there, I recommend that if you want bread, make sure that the bread does not have an ingredient called glycerin. That means it has animal products in it, most likely pork. So there's pork in bread, there's pork in cheese, there's pork in butter, there's pork in jello, there's pork in pudding, they put pork in everything, y'all. So basically, when you in the grocery store shopping, definitely get into the habit of reading your ingredients. You'd be amazed at what they've been putting in food. And over half the food that they're selling in the grocery stores are fake food anyway. Anybody want to add anything to that?
Bug, I'll be right back.
Hi, yes, can I piggyback off of what you just said about reading the labels on the food?
Please.
Okay. Well, hello, good evening, ladies. Thank you for letting me be a part of the
Shalom.
circle. Okay, so I just wanted to speak on how you just spoke on reading the labels, because just that's very, very important. You know how we're talking about the plant-based diet. So you have to be careful with that too, because they market knowing that people are trying to eat better and be more cognizant and be more aware of what they're eating. So my rule, I say, if I can't pronounce it, just reading it, can't pronounce it, I don't eat it. Because even like they have like the Beyond Meat burgers. Now you gotta think about that. Beyond Meat, okay, well, what is it? It's something they created in the lab. It's not like they'll tell you, oh, it has pea protein, it has this and all that, and natural flavors. Natural flavors does not mean it's natural, straight from the ground to the table. No, that's not what that means. That's something they created in the lab. So it's like your best bet is to take your vegetables and grind them up, or do the little process you need to do to make it into whatever you want it to be. If you want it to be a patty, or you want it to be whatever, make your own ground meat out of walnuts and mushrooms and stuff like that. That's real plant-based. You know exactly what's in there. Because a lot of these food they're marketing to us is not like
the Beyond Meat. I don't eat nothing that ain't real.
I know that's right. I want to add to what Sister April just said. When you know vanilla ice cream and strawberry ice cream, you notice that in the ingredients it says natural flavors, right? I just found out that that's actually an animal. I can't remember what animal it is. Yeah, it's an animal. And I hate that I can't remember which animal it is. But that blowed my mind when I learned that. That blowed my mind. And do anybody out there, do you all have a Mr. Heroes in your cities? Anybody? Terica, you remember Mr. Heroes, right? Arella? You know we have a Mr. Heroes here in Ohio, right? Anybody have Mr. Heroes?
They don't have that here in Canada.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I found out that Mr. Heroes sandwiches, they're putting donkey meat in their sandwiches. Donkey. I'm serious. Donkey meat. I'll tell you, I can't wait to start me a garden, and I'm gonna be getting Sister Tangia is gonna get tired of me calling her.
No, I won't. That's because I like talking about it, so it won't bother me. It makes me feel good to know that people are willing to take care of themselves. So I do it with joy.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Yes.
I do.
Sister Raphael, I found out what you were just talking about. It's called castoreum. It's a substance from sacs near a beaver's anus.
Oh my gosh, really?
Wait, and what is that in?
Just
vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, the flavor.
Yeah, vanilla ice cream and
Oh,
strawberry ice cream and vanilla ice cream. But they do have vegan ice cream at Whole Foods, right? Because I like ice cream.
But you can make your own ice cream. Whole Foods I sent out a link probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago where Whole Foods is selling non-organic food. They're just selling y'all whatever who go in there. I don't go in Whole Foods. They overpriced and they're not selling what they're not selling what they're saying they're selling. They're
It's a
partner with
shame.
they're partners with a lot of these companies, these high end companies, and they just labeling and putting it on there, but it's not organic. The
Ooh,
only
these people
organic
tell
the
us.
only organic stuff is what you know that you're growing in your yard.
Mm,
Farm
mm,
to
mm.
table. That's not farm
Wow.
to table. That stuff done went through so much process, machines, things like that. So
Wow.
in order for them to continue to control us, they have to feed us this food because they know we have to eat. We're overpopulated. So half of
Yeah.
this stuff that is growing do not grow in the seasons that it is grown in. So therefore it do not germinate, it will not grow because it's not its season to grow. So a lot of these things that we are getting is out of season. So a
Mm,
lot of these things are being um, genetically modified to feed us to keep the population going because you go to your favorite restaurant and they don't have your favorite dressing or whatever it may be because it's missing because you ain't got a slice of watermelon on the side of it. So what they do, they go and make these seedless watermelons so we can have watermelons year round. We can have
mm,
oranges year round. We can have all these things year round, but everything do not grow year round. If you're not growing it in house or in a container or something inside your house to keep the weather and all of that from damaging excuse me,
Facts.
damage.
damaging your crops, then you're not getting what you're eating, and a lot of people don't want to, they call people like us that conspiracy theorists, but it is what it is. I've seen it where we work in a field and they have a chicken coop right there. So imagine spending a chicken coop all day long while you're working, harvesting these people crops, and you hear little chickens in 4 or 5 days, they're they full grown chickens. I
Mm-hmm,
got some
mm-hmm.
chickens and I was waiting like in 7 days. I thought my chickens was gonna be like super big, but no, chickens don't grow that fast. So
Yeah.
just keep those things in mind.
Wow. Speaking of fruits, if your fruits don't have seeds, um,
You got
it
the sister
actually.
with her hand raised, Sister Rafala, Miss Valerie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss Valerie.
Oh, I was going to ask you, what is the best type of water to drink? Because I know there's different types. There's alkaline, there's spring water, there's like different types of water. So I was wondering what is the best type to buy?
Spring water.
Okay.
Yeah, distilled water is good too.
Or just put a
Um,
filtration and get you one of those filter. You remember
mm,
when they came out with those brittles? Or put a filtration system on your sink or whatever,
mhm,
and do it like that. I mean,
mhm,
that's the best thing to do in spring water, and you got to make sure that it's coming from that spring. Because I
mhm.
mean, how many springs do we have in the United States that is
A
really
whole lot
producing?
of.
That's really producing the spring. So you want to find those particular spring companies and buy straight from them. That's what I would do.
Mhm.
Okay. What
Oh, I
about the
didn't even know you could
alkaline?
do that.
What
Excuse me,
about the
alkaline.
alkaline?
You can
Mm-hmm.
make your own alkaline water. Put a
Hmm.
little
Just put
put a little
lemons,
baking soda.
lime.
And, you can make your own alkaline. Lemons, put your baking soda in there, let it sit up. And I drink room temperature water. I don't like my water cold. So let it sit
It's
up.
actually better. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, you
It's
good.
actually better. It's better to drink room temperature because our bodies are 98 degrees. And if
Mm-hmm.
you turn around and drink something icy cold, it can like put your body in a shock. And the
Okay.
best time to eat, ladies, is after 12 p.m. Always eat after 12 p.m. and eat before sunset because of digestion. And if you want to drink anything in the mornings, they say it's best to drink something warm like hot tea before you eat. So I want to throw that in there before I forget.
Thank you.
Anybody else have questions?
I had a question, sister. Where exactly is Himalaya salt originated from? Like, what's the background on that?
Say that one more time.
What exactly is Himalaya salt originated from? Are there like, because it's pink salt, right?
Yes, pink salt. It actually came from the mountains. Natural salt that comes from the mountains. Sister Tangier, you want to add to that? And it actually alkalines your body.
The benefits of Himalayan pink salt, it helps with the digestion, it helps with circulation, hydration, and electrolytes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it tastes really good too on your food.
Yeah, it does. And it also helps with detoxifying the body. It increases libido. I need to go get me a whole bunch of that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm just it improves hair quality. It reduces asthma and allergy symptoms. It raises energy levels. I don't know if you all have ever seen those Himalayan salt, those Himalayan lamps, or those.
Yeah.
It helps with
Mm-hmm.
the clarity of the air. It cleans and purifies the air, and it also helps with the energy level. Any of you who are into your Buddha
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that, it does. It helps with the improving the air quality, especially like in your children's room who may suffer with asthma and things like that. Put one of those in the rooms, and it helps to clear the air up. It reduces acid. It improves your appetite and weight loss. It eases joint pain and and it actually soothes your skin as well.
Mm.
So when you take your when you have your bath salt and things like that, it comes from the Himalaya salt.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I didn't even know all that. I knew some of that. I didn't know all of that. That's a lot.
Yeah, I keep
that around here.
I keep me some bath salt.
Telling you, me too. Me too. And sea salt is really good too.
Yes,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
yes, I love sea salt. I like that better. I don't know. I like sea salt because you don't need a
Okay,
lot.
so
I don't like a lot of salt. I don't. I like flavor. I don't like salt.
Mm-hmm. And I actually have to incorporate salt into my diet because sometimes I suffer with hypotension, which is low blood pressure. It regulates my blood pressure, so I have to eat salt I have to add that in my daily diet. That's it. Any more questions? Okay. Now let's. Oh, go ahead. Somebody had a question.
Just real quick. I know there was I found out something pretty interesting. There was a neuroscientist that spoke on in regards to like artificial flavoring and like the colorings and the food colorings and anything of that matter does definitely impact emotional regulations as far as the body or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So whereas a lot of folks would think it's like ADHD and this, that, and the third, and it's just like you can test it out yourself, the red food coloring, the yellow, the blue, the green, and all that. Especially for children, if the child has a high, if it's high in their diet, you can definitely pull it out and watch what happens over the course of the next 7 to 14 days. Sleep patterns drop. Very sensitive to things of that matter. But of course, that's because it's weaning out of their system and they're trying to regulate.
Oh wow.
So
You know that red food coloring actually has pork in it. Yeah, these food colorings are very dangerous. I actually, hold on a second. I want to show y'all something. Anybody have anything to add to what Sis was just talking about the food colorings? It's just best to stay away from that stuff, period. They have that stuff in cereals, candies. Foot detox. Hold on, sisters. Foot detox. Anybody else have anything to add about food colorings? Okay. I have something to show y'all real quick. I'm going to show y'all these foot pads that you can put on at nights, and it actually detoxifies blood while you're sleeping, and it helps you to sleep better. It pulls heavy metal out of your body.
Do you want me to add something?
Absolutely, yeah, please.
So I was gonna say, like, to bring in a psychological aspect of it, these chemicals also, like, they're coming within your system, they're kind of causing your hormones to be out of whack. So like even behavioral, like it'll cause irritability, depression, and different things, just to add that in there.
That's the truth. Yep, totally agree. And matter of fact, a lot of these foods that we're eating affects us psychologically. And that's why a lot of us are depressed. We can't sleep. Insomnia. And that's the benefits of eating that plant-based and vegan diet, that eating clean foods. It actually enhances your moods. You feel better. You don't feel sluggish. You don't feel tired and worn down. So those are definitely the benefits of the plant-based diet. Okay, I have something. I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. I'm going to try not to keep y'all all night. I'm telling you, this diet thing, we could be all night with this. Okay. See this, ladies? Can you all see my screen? This is what I use at nights. And this while you're sleeping, this is like a Eastern medicine. Well, I won't say medicine, an Eastern natural-based Eastern medicine practice is these foot detox. It pulls heavy metals from your bloodstream as you're sleeping. And it's like a detox for your body. And it really works. It really works. And see, they have different brands, and they have some brands that actually have like all plant-based ingredients. Okay, here's the ingredients right here. You ladies see it? Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And as you can see right here, it helps you to sleep better. It improves your sleep. All natural ingredients. So I definitely recommend you all incorporating this into your daily regimen self-care regimen. And so endeavoring to eat healthier and to eat a more clean-based diet is another form of self-love. And Terica, do you want to share that screen, share your information?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Let's see. Sorry. All right, there we go. Okay, so I just wanted to share a few facts that I found interesting. Can everybody hear me and see the PowerPoint? Didn't know if they.
Yep, I hear you.
Okay. Okay, so this was a fun fact that I found out. So I don't know if anyone uses birth control, but did you know that contraceptives actually impact your mate choices? So I found like a short video to kind of show you.
No, I didn't know that. Wow.
Where is it?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to click.
What do you mean by mate choices? You mean like psychologically it affects you to the point where it distorts your judgment? Like your decision making?
Okay, so in a few studies, they found that contraceptive pills actually alter like the mate preferences. Like say, like women who took contraceptives while meeting their partner, and then maybe later discontinued the use, they were probably less attracted to their partner, or less less satisfied with their partner. That's not always the case. I will say that's not always the case. But they found, let me see if I can click into this.
Wow.
See if I can click. Okay.
Also, those contraceptives and those birth control pills, they also cause cancer too.
Especially the depot shot.
Yeah.
Causes cancer.
One time I took a depot.
Sorry, it causes cancer. It also diminishes bone density, which leaves you susceptible to get osteoporosis. That's the calcium out of you. That's how it keeps, because you need a level of calcium levels in your body. You need the calcium because you need to be able to breastfeed.
Right.
So it diminishes. It takes away it causes your bone density to diminish, and causes you to have osteoporosis over time.
Oh my God.
And then psychologically, it affects your menstruation, because you're gonna have a menstrual for like 3 or 4 months straight. It can cause massive weight gain, problems with sleeping patterns, and as well as joint pain.
Wow. I'm not surprised to hear that. Ladies, you all hear that?
Yes, I do agree with what's being said. Also, it's like if you take like birth control pills, is when you get into your 40s, it's best to start to get off of them and not take them, because what it can cause, I do agree, it can cause cancer. So once you start hitting your, let's say maybe you get into your 40s, it's best to discontinue the birth control, because it can also cause toxins in your body and cause you to have, there's a lot of people coming up with cancer. That's why it's best to do those birth control pills at a certain time when you get older.
Okay, so I was gonna play a quick video if y'all want to see it.
Okay, yeah.
Let me see.
This also ties into her, the change.
Okay, if I can.
Yeah, why on the screen too? Yeah.
For men. Yes. So let's talk about that a little bit, because one of the things that really shocked me when I came across this probably 10, 15 years ago was that there was pronounced variability in the faces that women found attractive across the menstrual cycle. And so if you take photographs of the same man and you widen or narrow the jaw, widen jaws is a sign of more classically dominant, it's the wrong way of thinking about it, competent, confident, masculine faces. You can do it with the same, and the women who are in their most fertile periods prefer the wider jawed men. Yes. And so, okay, so then I thought, oh, this is a problem, because it means that women who are on the pill prefer feminine men. Then I thought, that's a real problem, because it might be that women on the pill really don't like masculine men, oh, that's probably a problem because we have a lot of tension between women and men in our society, and we have no idea how much that's driven by the fact that the pill is transforming the manner in which females perceive the most masculine men. I mean, it's terrifying if that's the case.
Right. No, I mean, it's very provocative, right? That's the word I would use. It's incredibly provocative because what research has been showing now for about 20 years that when women are in the point in the cycle when estrogen is high, that's associated with an increased preference for testosterone cues, like you said. Vocal, facial, and behavioral masculinity are things that women are really zeroing in on right near high fertility in the cycle. And this, of course, begs the question, well, then what happens if a woman is on hormonal birth control and is never in the estrogen dominant phase of her cycle? Then what happens? And researchers have since asked that question, and what they tend to find is that women who are on hormonal birth control desire a somewhat less masculine male face and male voice. And there's been some research even showing that if women chose their partners when they're on hormonal birth control and then discontinue it, that this can lead to changes in how they perceive and how attracted they are to their partner.
Yeah, I read that, tell me if this is right, that if they picked an attractive partner, when they're off the pill, they find them even more attractive. But if they picked a less desirable partner, when they're off the pill, they find them even less desirable.
Bingo.
So it seems to, okay, so that's
Bingo.
Right. It magnifies the consequence of their choices.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden the blinders were off. And so now they can, if they chose somebody who that they found attractive, and because they weren't really paying that much attention to that or weren't prioritizing that when they were on the pill, all of a sudden the blinders are off, they see it, they love it, they're attracted to it, their relationship satisfaction goes up, their sexual desire in their relationship goes up. And if the opposite happens, it's the opposite. And we just...
So do women on the pill pick friends as mates?
Oh, interesting. I've never seen a study looking at that, but I mean, it wouldn't be a far stretch to make that prediction, just because it does seem like women who are choosing their partners on the pill, if there's a pattern that's found, the pattern is that women are generally zeroing in on qualities that have less to do with sexiness and sexual desire, safety, and is this
nurturance,
like
companionship?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. What do you ladies think about that?
It's a whole lot of sense to me how I ended up with my kid's father.
I'm done.
Once I got rid of that shot, he was like, I was like, I can't do it.
I totally agree. I think that affected my judgment too when I was younger, because I was on it. I get my mom. You still on here, mother? I got pregnant with my oldest daughter while I was on the pill.
Oh.
And my mother would tell you, because she made sure that I was getting those pills. But what I used to do, I used to mess up on them. I was in high school at the time, and I was messing up and forgetting to take them and doubling up on some days. I was like, I forgot to take the one for Monday, so I'm going to take 2 on Tuesday. And I got pregnant on the pill. So that stuff don't work. It don't work.
Yeah, I also wanted to add that really the attraction, the way that it works is, of course, how are we attracted to people? Through smell, through what we see. So when you're taking oral contraceptives, you're basically blocking out the olfactory nerves. So it's like you're not really your regular sense or whatever the scent that what's coming from the person, you're probably not really opened up to what their real scent until after you stop taking contraceptives. So, yeah, just wanted to add that.
Ladies, I wanted to add to something to that.
Yeah, please.
When you think about that, I mean, and I'm not homophobic or anything like that.
Yeah.
When they're saying that, you're more attracted to the feminine, could that be psychologically a rise of how homosexuality comes into play when on the pill? Because we have a growing society of that right now. So thinking about that with our young women now who are taking contraceptives, who we're pushing that on contraceptive and not being abstinent or waiting till you're married then now we're adding, we have to look at it in a deeper thing of how we are allowing ourselves to become part of the homosexual community. That really brought that home for me when he said that you become more attracted to the feminine face, to wanting to be attracted to your friend. And most women gonna have women friends, and so here we are looking at that situation. So that's what it did for me when I heard that just then.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I know basically in the Hebrew Israelite community, I know we have people here from different faiths and backgrounds. Women in the Hebrew faith, they you know, we actually don't believe in taking contraceptives and birth control and that type of thing. So I don't know, you never know who's doing it, but we actually against that. So I'm just putting that out there for those who in the Israelite faith.
Amen. That's a good thing.
Yeah, we don't believe in that. You know, these pharmaceuticals, that's a whole other topic in itself right there. It's pretty much biblically, coming from a biblical standpoint, it's actually sorcery.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stop right there. I won't go no further than that, but I'm just putting that out there. But yeah. Anybody have any more questions?
I would say I'm just gonna piggyback of whoever just spoke about it drawing as taking contraceptives to drawing yourself to seeing more the feminine side inside of men. I would say with our bodies biologically, it's just like certain things we take, and then our diet and things that we're not supposed to take. For basic humans, we do have estrogen and testosterone in our bodies, and it is very familiar with most people that some people have more testosterone and more estrogen than others, which can leading into that tipping of the balance of the scale. So I feel like just adding medicine on top of that could just make it even worse.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
That's a good point. That's a good point you made. Yeah, that's definitely something to meditate on. Yeah, I ponder that. Anybody else?
I'm just taking it all in.
Okay, so I also oh, sorry.
Go ahead, baby.
Oh, no, I was just gonna go ahead. So you can ask a question if you were, or
anybody know what GMO stands for?
Genetically modified
organism.
Yep. Boom. Anything genetically modified causes cancer, allergies, and it's immunosuppressant. Meaning these foods that are genetically modified is actually tearing down your immune system, making your body to be not able to protect you against bacterial infections and different things like that. So I definitely recommend y'all stay away from that too. So the benefits of this plant-based life, you don't even have to worry about that, but you definitely have to look out for that. Try to pick organic. Like if you don't have a garden like Sister Tangia, go for the organic foods.
Yeah. And another thing, you grow what you like to grow, and grow, you know, because that pretty much your garden is your medicine cabinet. So grow, you know, I have spearmint, I have mint, I got some dill. It ain't necessary that these are the things that you use all the time, but you have it handy. And parsley, you know, you grow you grow your medicine cabinet, things that you like to grow, and and do it like that. You know, you don't have to
Speaking of,
start out trying to grow everything, because you got to see how everything grow first. You know, grow what you like to grow. So
yeah.
it's your
Speaking of
garden.
medicine cabinet, herbs are also plants. If you incorporating herbs into your daily living, it's also a plant-based life. And anybody here not familiar with herbs? I'm gonna show y'all something. You know, herbs is all up in the scriptures too. It's all in that book. I actually have the scriptures here written if anybody want them. Scriptures from the Bible that talks about herbs. Genesis 1:29 is one. Proverbs 15:17 is another. Genesis 9:3 is another. I can go on and on. But I'm gonna show y'all some basic herbs here real
Repeat
quick.
that Proverbs what?
Proverbs 15:17.
Right.
Genesis 1:30 is another. Numbers 9:11 is another. Check this out, ladies. Here's some herbs here that are good for certain body parts. You see them? You see my screen share?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, also the book of John, chapter 19, verse 29 through 30 is another, talking about herbs. Psalms 51:7. Genesis chapter 1, verse 11 through 12. Genesis chapter 2:5. Genesis chapter 3:18. Genesis chapter 9:3. Isaiah 42:15. Jeremiah 12:4. Romans 14:2. Hebrews 6:7. And I have 3 more that's from the lost books. So I'm gonna just stop right there, because many people here are not familiar with the lost books. So I'm gonna stay away from that.
Sister, can you send that in the text, man?
Absolutely, I sure will.
I'll be open for that one.
So any
It's
plant with
important to...
leaves, yes, ma'am.
No, I
Any
was saying,
plant.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying how imperative and important it is in order to align the diet as far as with the scriptures and praying over it. I know I'm helping my daughters do so because they have their own pocket prayer books that they keep in line. So, and teaching them the scriptures and whatnot. So, yeah.
I know that's right. And many people don't. You'd be surprised. A lot of people not even aware that herbs is in the scriptures, and it's also herbs are actually referred to as meat in the scriptures in the book of Genesis. So, sisters, if you eat meat, try to go kosher, because kosher is like a process where the meat, the blood is all drained out. They drain all the blood out of the meat.
When it's kosher, sister, is when the animal has not went through any harsh
Killings.
butchering. Yeah, that's it. I didn't want to use the. Yeah,
you all right? Keep it raw.
Yeah, it don't go through any harshness. It's it's preyed upon, and that's why the meat of lambs and other things besides beef that you eat is real tender, because that animal didn't go through any torture or anything.
Right. That's right. And because when the animals are killed in a torture-like style, they actually release chemicals in their bodies,
Yeah.
which could be toxic to us. And then you're turning around, you eating it, you're eating the chemicals. And then it comes, next thing you know, you acting crazy.
Okay, give me 2 more minutes.
You know, if you can't purchase it, if you're eating meat, you can do it yourself with kosher salt, the coarse grain kind.
Yes.
You can either put it on top and let it leach itself, or you can put it in like a saltwater bath with the salt for, you know, a little while and let it leach. Just rinse it really well to get a lot of that out.
Absolutely. And I actually taught my daughters how to do that. And when you do that for a couple of hours and come back, you see the salt be all bloody. The salt be pink. Before I bathe, I like I exfoliate my skin before I bathe. With this right here. See this? So it's good to brush your skin down with this before you take a bath.
Or the loafer. The loafer, yeah. I'm getting ready to grow some of those. So but they the loafer, that's what they use like in Africa.
Yeah. Oh yeah, our African brothers and sisters, they know what time it is. They know all these secrets, that all this knowledge that's been stripped from us. They know. This is also the black soap that I use, that I bathe with. This is what
Have you
African
tried
black
that
soap.
that African scrubbing net?
Yes, I have that too.
I love that
I have
thing.
that too.
I
I
love
love it.
too.
I love it. And all these things here, it gets dead skin cells off of you. Because sometimes that soap and water don't get everything off. And but yeah, also another thing is when you're on your cycle. Anybody have any advice or recommendation or any knowledge to drop about when you're on your cycle? What's good to eat and drink to keep up your nutrients? Because you know when you're bleeding every month, you lose a lot of blood.
Pomegranates.
Yep. Pomegranates and beets. Yeah. Also, cranberry juice and grape juice.
Raspberries
and blackberries and blueberries.
Real quick, I'm sorry, I'm over here writing. Can we run that list back real quick?
Yes, ma'am. Grape juice, cranberry juice, beets, pickled beets, beet juice. I actually have beet powder, and I add to my juices and drinks. And that's actually great for you. Like if you have like a lot of us women of color, a lot of us, we're suffering with anemia, with iron deficiency anemia. A lot of us have that. I have that as well. But I actually have mine under control because of the way I eat. I used to have to take pills for that. And my mom, she's on here, she'll tell you, actually runs in my family. It's iron deficiency anemia.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
I also wanted to oh, sorry.
Go ahead, baby.
Oh, to piggyback off what you were saying, if you suffer from anemia, I was just introduced to this tea called Bulgarian mountain tea, and I think it's made from ironwort, and it's a strong anti-anemic herb, and it's good with diuretics. So like if you have high blood pressure, and it's high in antioxidants, and it's a good tonic, so it kind of restores you back to balance. So I just wanted to add that too for anyone who's never heard of it.
I want you to text me that, baby.
Okay.
You'll text me that. Another thing I want to add to that is chlorophyll. Are you ladies familiar with chlorophyll?
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. But I think it would be appropriate as far as to say, like, can you share, sister, and elaborate on the appropriate use of it, like the measurements? Would you mind doing that?
May I?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Well, chlorophyll, which is found just like we have blood in our veins. Chlorophyll runs inside the veins of plants. It carries oxygen. It cleans out the blood. It actually helps reduce the smell of body odor.
Yes.
Your breath, your down there in your lady bits, your underarms. It can eliminate that. Just taking that. So you can actually get on Amazon. You can get some droplets. I usually what I've been doing now is I've been getting I don't want to take it tastes funny. So I get the little packages mixed with lime. It's like almost like you have almost like Crystal Light, and you add it to your water. And it goes through, and it's really good for your blood, good for it's good, like I said, for hygiene, and it helps you it helps relax you as well.
Yeah, it sure does. Another good thing to incorporate into your diet is active charcoal. Active charcoal actually eliminates toxins out of your blood, and it also minimizes you having gas and bloating. And so I take that like twice a week. It's not really safe to take every single day, so I take that twice a week. So you can get that off of Amazon as well. And sanitary napkins, they're saying that some of those actually has cancer-causing chemicals as well. So they actually have plant-based sanitary napkins for those who are still having cycles. It costs a little bit more money, but it's worth it.
Now I have a question about a reusable one. What is your knowledge on that, sis?
Reusable sanitary napkins?
Yeah, so it's like they have these links. They have the period underwear. They also have cloth sanitary napkins and things of that. It would be just the same as using cloth diapers, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. I'm not too familiar with that. Yeah, you all have to educate me about that. Yeah, I don't think I want to personally. I don't want to reuse anything that's had blood on it.
But if they get on your underwears, you wash it and you reuse it.
Well, I use the sanitary napkins that has the wings,
But see, these are where I think like we get not in, when we're afraid of our own bodily fluids. That means we're not in tune with ourselves. And if the African women, they do the reusable because this keeps, because sanitary napkins do not they're not biodegradable, so they do not break down in the landfills. If something you can't flush and you have to put it in the landfill, if you can't put it in the septic tank, then why you putting it? You're putting it against your body anyway, and you're draining there. That, and I feel like if that not also that helps the ecosystem, and I feel like if even if you use the bathroom on yourself, you put your stuff in the washing machine and you wash it, it's going to be clean. It's not going to be dirty. And this is something that is coming from your body. So this is things that we as women have to get in tune with. Yes, it hurts. It's a nasty feeling, but I feel like when you're in tune with your body, you in tune with your monthly cycle, because you know that it's getting rid of all the toxins this way, that you can see what is going on with your insides. You know if it's regular, if it's irregular, if you have clots or something not right, is smelling wrong. Then those are the things that that's why we have a menstrual, so it can tell us what is wrong with us, or we're getting we're passing getting rid of old blood and renewing the new blood inside of us. And those are, and when it comes to the reusable, is to each its own. I feel like if that is something that that you can do, reuse, by all means use them, because you have a lot of people that use just toilet paper and things like that, because people don't want to wear pads. They want that stuff to go straight down the toilet and go by this business, and not putting it in the trash. Me personally, I feel like if that's what some ladies want to do, you got some that use the cups and all kind of things now. But I feel like if you want that to flow out of you, and you with throwing your stuff in the washing machine, by all means use it. It helps the ecosystem, because you don't know where these pads are coming from. This is why we break out, we chafing, we get in lumps and bumps, because of the chemicals that is in this pad that is drawing the cotton. Cotton is sprayed with pesticides. So those are things that you have to be mindful. When moisture hits that in the heat, what that heat gonna do? That heat gonna heat that pad up, and you're right there, and you wondering, like, when you burning and you're hurting and things like that, and you get in all kind of calluses or cysts on your ovaries because of the pads as well, because the cotton that the pads are made with.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
if you can send me that information, Sissica, because this is the first I've heard about that.
Yeah, because where the cotton come from? The cotton comes from out of the cotton fields, and the cotton is sprayed with germicides that are made with our pads, our clothes that are made. So when people say, "Oh, I don't," all these things, you have to be mindful of the things that you do. When I don't like cotton underwear. I don't like panties, period. I walk around my house, free willy, because things have to breathe, and you're in the comforts of your own home. Even if you're out and about, who know that you don't have no panties on besides you? You know what I'm saying? Who to say that this is nasty? Who to say people putting stimulations on what is nasty? What is this and what is that when it comes to your body? When they putting all these chemicals, you're wearing all these G-strings, you're wearing all these colorful underwears, and you putting this stuff close to your body. Because we sweat.
I want to piggyback off of that. If you do wear underwear, it's good to use cotton seated underwear. Yeah. So back to what you were saying, sis. I would love to do that. The only thing is that I have 3 jobs, and I'm either on the road or I'm out, in public a lot. So I'm not home enough.
And I feel you, because we as women, we have duties to do, because of the things, when you, especially coming from a stay-at-home mom, and you going out in the workplace, and you used to being home and things like that, but but like Sister Rafala was saying, that if there are things, but you want to do, if you do get plant-based, because of the cotton, I'm not here to be a killjoy on everything. When it comes to, if we're going to get away from these pesticides and these old ways, we're going to have to start living like the old ways and creating our own pads and things like that, because there are African women that are creating their own reusable pads. You just take that pad, they do some, or whatever, and we learn how to make our own pads and sew our own pads and things, because these are things that we're going to have to get away we really need to get away from if we're going to go back to the old ways and the old traditional ways of living.
We may have to go back to those ways anyway. I mean, you watch the news and you see what's going on with all this craziness that's going on around us, and United States is, you know, our country is pissing off all these other countries, and eventually they're going to want to stop sending products and things to us. We may have to go back down that road anyway.
And not only that, they're going to be sending products to us that's killing us like they already doing. They already doing. That's it. They killing us up. They killing us in our hair. They killing us in everything. Whenever you're buying something from abroad, you're really taking a chance, but you won't buy from your own sisters and brothers who are selling things, natural things, but you'll rather go spend your money with these foreign entities where you don't know what they putting in it. And people can say, I don't eat this, I don't do this, I don't wear this, I don't do this, and I don't do that, and be the main one breaking a Arab store down or a foreign store down, buying and spending their money with them, when you should be keeping your money in your own communities where you know that that, hey, you getting something, you know where it is, you know where it's coming from. And these are the things that we have to put in the mind, that if we buy these people, these people that are in control are over here wreaking havoc and still buying. Who buy from the enemy? Why you spending money with the enemy? These people do not like us, don't care about us. They just think that we the worst low class of people, and we still spending our money with them, but we still putting this stuff in our system when they don't eat nor wear none of the stuff that they sell us.
Ain't that the truth?
Right.
Yeah, we definitely have to change our mindsets on how we see each other and how we deal with each other and how we take care of ourselves and that type of thing. You dropping some jewels here, sis.
I had some kente cloths. You know, my son, I had bought him a African. I'm comparing the material, and I had some clothes that I had brought, and they was folded up in a box. Do you know that stuff started turning colors, but his kente shirt did not turn any colors or anything? And but you spending money on these products, and why you box something up, or you have something in your closet. Why should my shirt turn dingy yellow or turning colors or brown just hanging in the closet?
Wow. You tell me.
We got to put our stuff in the cleaners, or we got to wash it before you wear it. Isn't that strange? And you just bought this brand new, but you won't go shopping at the thrift store. But
because they say a lot of these fabrics that we're wearing is full of nanoparticles.
That's it. That's it.
And they say if you soak it in vinegar for like 2 or 3 days, you'll see all kind of stuff floating around in that water. And so cotton is like the best fabric to wear on our skin, so that way your skin can breathe.
I had a job at Rainbow Sistas, and they would get these shipments in, and the clothes would come in little this plastic. But do you know them clothes was damp and had a raunchy smell to it? Now these clothes are being shipped from China now, but you got people in here buying these clothes up, but these clothes they felt damp to the touch.
It's cheap material. They selling us cheap material. Wow, I'm sorry, sis, Salakia.
I was just gonna say that I sew with mostly cotton anyway, but I ordered my fabric from Nigeria because I love the Ankara fabric, and I've never had an issue with it in longevity, fading, or skin irritation.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
It's kind of ironic you're talking about the maxi pad, because you know there was a lawsuit in Kenya.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Evidently, there was some shipment from the West that went to Kenya, and the women were getting sick from the maxi pads.
What?
Yeah,
what did they say?
It was fiberglass, and some of the sisters got sick.
Fiberglass.
Yeah, they were sending them these faulty. It was from I think Playtex.
Oh my
And
God.
it was making the sisters sick, and they were like, they was like, and even one of the gentlemen, representative, they said, "Why would you guys send us this? Why would you send it? You say it's not good enough for your people, but you think it's good enough for ours?" And they were getting sick. Like even when it comes to birth control, the first people that when they started having birth control, the first test subjects were from Puerto Rico.
Oh wow.
That's how we end up getting birth control that we know now, the pill. They did a search. They went to Puerto Rico, to the islands, and they found the more browner skinned Puerto Ricans.
Mm-hmm.
And they started getting, tested it out on them, and then they brought it back to the mainland.
I don't even know what to say.
Us Black and brown melanated sisters, we gotta wake up because we are the biggest test subjects when it comes to food.
Yes, come on now.
When it comes to even just even therapy, even going to therapy, we are the biggest test subjects. They tell us that we're crazy and you're emotional. Oh, take a pill, you'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You'll be okay. Oh, you have ADHD, you'll be okay. You're bipolar. Wow. Take a pill. You'll be okay.
We have to stay away from these tampons too. Those are not good to use.
Toxic shock syndrome.
Yeah. Stay away from them tampons.
It should be not to be raunchy, but really, not to be raunchy, but we all grown in this call. It should be really only one thing we're supposed to be inserting anyway. And that's organic too. But I'm gonna leave that alone. But I digress.
Speaking of vaginal care, that has to be exfoliated too. And we're not supposed to use soap down there.
Self-clean.
I just use some good old hot water, spread them cheeks, and let the water just run on down.
Plain old water. Because I used to put soap in there, and then I wonder why I was burning. But yeah.
Oh no! See, people growing up, they used to take the soap and put it all down up in there. This is a self-cleaning organ. It cleans itself once a month.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And like she was mentioning earlier about our periods, is it definitely pay attention to your periods, like what she was mentioning about clots, the colors, the
smell,
anything. Yeah, that's like your check engine light.
Yeah, and your emotions.
Yeah,
because every menstrual cycle is totally different emotionally for every person.
Yeah,
for real. Like you said, menstrual.
Yeah.
If you stress, you may cramp more, you may bleed more, you may bleed longer because your body is telling you something is in distress, and your body is going to tell you that you're in distress. Rather you swell up, you could tell when you ate bad that month. Because this month I knew I ate kind of bad, and ate something I wasn't supposed to. Menstrual came on, and boy, them cramps was kicking my butt. But that's because I was not being obedient to sticking to what I needed to eat and eating the right way, and what they say, cheating or whatever. Because we get under stress sometimes, and we start eating things. It's easy to go back to your old ways, because your body craves things, and when your body craves things, you have to just be mindful that there are alternatives to those cravings. And when you're exercising, your menstrual will be a little easy on you. You won't have more cramps because we're sitting around and not working and not doing anything physically. Our body let us know that that you so those are things that we have to keep in mind. And the older that I get, the more that I am paying attention to my body, because this is all we have is our body. And if we're getting away where we don't want people looking at us and being our doctor, because I don't need nobody to doctor this, I can doctor it myself.
Yeah,
I don't need
exactly.
nobody looking all up in there telling me anything. I can do a self-examination myself unless it's something that I really, really need to go to the doctor for. Other than
But
that,
you, but you
other
know,
than that,
Sister Martin, a lot of people don't. A lot of sisters are not aware of what to look out for. They don't know.
well, I mean, but this is why these kind of platforms and bonds are needed in our communities, because these are things that we are not aware of. We shame to talk about it. This is stuff that we have. I don't need no man trying to look all up in my hoo-ha to telling me what is wrong. No, ma'am. I don't need no, I don't need no man to tell me that. I don't need no doctor to tell me that. It's okay if you take your finger and do your swap and check and feel. You know what is right, and you know what is wrong, and you check, always check down there. It's nothing wrong with looking at examining yourself. Put a mirror down there, book over in the mirror, and all and see what is back there, how this look, what is this is going on, because you
And the
don't want to
smell.
be why would you be ashamed to that's a part of you. Your that is your wound. Your children came out of there. How can it be
Right.
so nasty for you to wipe up there and smell and see what's going on? That's your stuff.
That's
So
right. That's right.
that is your most prized possession.
Hallelujah.
So
Also, you need to pay attention to
so those are the things I'm in. You got to be in tune with your star player, and that's you. And you got to be totally in tune with yourself. If you say you love yourself, love yourself. Ain't nothing. It is nothing wrong with you knowing what's going on down there, because that's yours. And teaching our daughters and teaching our nieces and these young girls that we are coming in contact with, that you have to be in tune. I've been in tune with myself ever since I was a little girl. We had a home remedy book. I learned about yeast infections, all of that stuff, because that's something that we go through, and these are things that we have to teach these little girls, to be self-aware of their bodies, because you have some little girls out here that be funky monkey.
Man.
But it's not,
I was just about to bring that up.
but it all starts at home. Charity starts at home. So those are the things that that these are topics that we have to be aware of and talk about, because when we have to look at it, our little girls going to school and people talking about them, this is what making them not want to go to school. But baby, you got to be able to tell them, wash up under your arms. It's what they intaking in their bodies. Whatever they putting in their bodies is coming out of their pores. It's coming out of their hoo-ha. It's coming from up under their arms. We going and buying them all this Bath and Body Works and Victoria's Secrets. And what is you covering up? You cannot cover up funk with all this with all these things that is cutting your pH balance off. You can that is things that we have to be aware of, and you have to really truly be in tune with your star player, and your star player is yourself. And I had to tell my daughter that. She's like, "Oh, you don't shave, you don't do this." No, ma'am, I do not. Because when I was growing up, we were happy to get hair. Now we going to these European ways of cutting. Now you getting all these lumps and bumps all down there, and it's looking like a can of pottage meat and some chitlins down there, because you done chopped it all up with cutting it with razors. That is not meant for that. Hair is meant there for a reason. It's there because it's supposed to be there. Who was happy when they got hair? I was, because that let you know that you was going into puberty. Now people taking it off, and I don't do hair. You going and getting waxed and all this. That stuff messes up.
But you gotta remember those Europeans started doing that crap because they was getting lice.
But the thing about it is, sister, those I heard this from an old man, and an old man said that if a man can touch a woman that is bald head down there, he'll touch a little girl.
That's right.
You know, that is something to think about. I never thought about it like that.
What's the difference? If it's bald head over here and it's bald head over here, can he tell the difference between a grown woman and a little girl? No, not if it look the same to him. If it's all bald headed.
But you know, a lot of men they want you to be bald down there. So what do you have to say?
I don't even want him, sister, because I don't even want him around my girl.
That's why
if a man tell me by he want me shaved, baby, he might get tired of me and look somewhere else at a look. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't want him. I don't want him.
I never shaved the hair off my arms because I've noticed that intuitively when I'm picking up, like when I'm discerning something, the hairs on my arms let me know something ain't right.
Though your hairs are your antennas.
It sure is.
Your hairs are the electromagnetic that keeps you grounded to this earth. Trust and believe, if you have hair down there and you ain't feeling somebody, she is not gonna rise to the occasion because she's not feeling it.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm just thinking about back when you were talking about toilet paper. You know, my husband's from the continent, so I remember when I first got over there I went to Ghana and I went to Togo. I was like, "What y'all talking about?" They said, "Toilet paper? What do you need that for?" I said, "To clean yourself." They said, "No, you got a bucket with a little thing of soap and some water."
I know that's right. That's the best way to clean.
And then I saw, like, you know, the thing you pour, like Tangia knows about when we water our plants. We have that little thing. They have a little thing like that with warm water.
Yeah.
And I realized something. When I stopped using so much toilet paper, it felt better down there, cleaner down there. So I said, okay, mommy got a cup.
All you got to do is when you use the bathroom, jump over in the shower, wash off real quick, and jump and go. You know,
don't take 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got my little thing that I learned over there, and I said, you know what, this makes sense.
You know, they say some of this toilet paper is causing cancers too.
So the American air
is cotton, sister. Do you know that all these people have to be able, if you control the products and the foods, you control the world. So this is why we have to get away from all of that, because we need toilet paper, we need water, everything that we need. Who we get it from? We get it from these people,
the powers that work.
Okay, so when we start doing things and minimizing and stop and get away from these worldly ways, and everything is worldly, because I grew up Pentecostal and Sister Rafala grew up Pentecostal too. All these things are worldly things, and we have to step away from the world and get into God's world. And because we depending on man to take care of us, we depending on man to do this, man to do that, man to do this. When man get tired of you, what he could do? He could stop it, shut it down. Ain't no more on the shelves, nothing. Then what you gonna do?
And then we go into a panic.
And then because you don't know how to survive. I ain't got no tissue. I ain't got no water. I ain't got no this. I ain't got no that. And then here you go. People jumping off the bridge because they ain't got no doggone toilet paper.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't that
or they ain't got no cell phone.
Codependent. It's just like Malcolm X said. Like Malcolm X used to say, it's time to do for self.
For real. Self-preservation is the first law of nature, and we have to take care of self.
Yeah. Real talk. And another thing, those who want to wear underwear, it's good to throw away, recycle your underwear anywhere between 3 to 6 months, because your underwear contains bacteria. Even if you wash it a bunch of times, it's still full of bacteria. I throw all my underwear away, and I buy a whole new pack of underwear. every 6 months.
You know, remember, sister, I sent you the link from TikTok where the sisters was having a conversation on this topic about hygiene and the smell.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you doing well.
The 2 videos I sent from TikTok, the screen recordings, where the sisters was having a conversation about Black women and the smell, and they had that funny title, but they were basically talking about, they was kind of getting real raw with it. But I know I listened to it for a while, and some of the things the women had in common on there, besides using too many feminine hygiene products, was the fact that they had multiple partners. And these men that they were sleeping with had, you know, all these different seeds.
We don't even have enough time to talk about this.
They had all these different seeds going inside of them, and it was messing with their smell. And they were talking about all of the, you know, douching and Summer's Eve, and they, you know, one lady was even bragging about, I got Summer's Eve, I got this, I got that, and I'm just like, oh my God, you know, like, if you got to go through all that just to clean yourself, since you know something is really going on, and you need to stop sleeping with whoever you're sleeping with, you know?
Yeah, for real. Because you don't know what kind of soap that individual is using. You don't know who he done been with and what that person done got, and you know, and it does, you having all these multiple partners throws your pH balance out, because you're not spiritually connected to this person. So you just, you know, and then you got a lot of these people who use all kind of stuff down there, causing them to smell like that. All these lubrication, all this new stuff that they got out here that makes you putting the pearls all up. It's just so many things that we're putting in our bodies that ain't even good for us. And you're wondering why you have so many people, I mean women, that are getting hysterectomies at 30, 35 years old, and so many young women that can't even have children because of the damage that they have done to their bodies throughout their life, or whatever, or they done got, you know, these birth controls that they're on. Because I was on the depot, and it caused a lot of damage to my body. My hair fell out. I grew hair up under my chin when I was younger. I still grow it. You know, it took a long time for that stuff to get out of my system. I had cysts on my ovaries. I mean, it was that now during that time, I was not in tune with my body. And I promise you that once I got that stuff out of my system, and I have right now to this day, I have lumps on my body, on my arms and stuff, where I had developed lipomas under the skin from these birth controls.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's deep. That's deep.
And these birth controls and these things that we're putting in our body have been put into our communities to depopulate, to cause us to have these issues, because you know, these are what the government put in the communities. I never forget when my pediatrician introduced the depot to my mom and tried to make it seem like, oh, it was a good thing for me to be on, because it wouldn't let me have no period if she played sports and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, it caused a whole lot of other adverse effect to my body. My voice got deeper. It was like it just, a lot of things happened growing up being on birth control.
Wow. Well, I know we've already went on like for over 2 hours. We're gonna wrap this up, but before we wrap it up, I want to leave some space open for people to ask last minute questions. But before we go off, I have a short video for y'all to watch, specifically for the young sisters. They definitely need to watch this, and it's not that long. It's only a few minutes long. Bear with me, and thank you all so much for hanging on with us this long. This is a great topic. This is not a topic that you could just do in an hour. You know what I mean? But one more last advice from Sister Rafala. Please stay away from the microwaves. Stay away from the microwaves. Anybody want to touch on that?
The only thing I can say is that I recently learned, like even with your phone, that having your phone on your person is like the whatever the waves are, whatever. I'm in the middle of something. I'm sorry. It cooks from the inside out, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the only thing I could think of, but yeah, recalling information is not easy. So
It
anyway.
creates cancer.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Also those them little ear pods is full of radiation too, and it's not good for you, sisters. I want to buy some so bad, but I thought about, there's a brother Yaki, he talks about that. I just didn't. I said I might as well get a microwave if I buy those. Terica, you mind loading up that last video I text you? Yeah, we're gonna go over hygiene video real quick, and then we're gonna let y'all go. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. And this is for our younger sisters on here to teach you know, you'd be surprised, a lot of people don't know how to bathe properly. And you know, I've been in nursing for like 28 years, and I had to teach old people how to bathe. I mean, you'd be amazed.
Is it okay? It's the shower routine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted to add something. Like if you have a laptop, try not to like sit it on your lap, because I also heard that affects your womb. Like if you have like a laptop or computer, try not to have it on your lap or close to your womb. So that's something I learned about recently. And yeah, don't sleep with your phones or any kind of technology. That's another thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
You might add.
Okay, I don't hear the sound.
Oh, you don't hear it?
Mm-mm. Anybody hear the sound up there? Okay,
Can you hear it?
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Fatima, and in today's video I'm going to be taking you guys along with me as I get ready for the day. This shower routine is going to be more so a morning shower routine versus a night one, and I'm going to be using only affordable products in this one, and as usual all the links for the products mentioned will be linked down below, so I feel like this is a bit more realistic for you guys. With that being said, let's get right into today's video. The first thing I'll be doing is brushing my teeth. I like to do this first. Since I forgot my toothpaste, I was using my boyfriend's, but I usually like to use a whitening toothpaste, specifically the Colgate Optic White one. Then I go into something new I've been implementing into my routine lately, dry brushing. This helps to exfoliate my skin and get all of the dead skin off. It's also a form of lymphatic drainage. I try to implement this around once or twice a week. I started doing this to try and see if I can make my strawberry legs less visible, and I honestly think it's working. I brush going towards my heart in short strokes, and honestly I find this process to be really relaxing as well. So now it's time to get into the shower. The first thing I do when I get in is wash my face. I'm using the CeraVe Cream to Foam Cleanser to do so. This is my go-to drugstore cleanser. It cleanses without leaving me stripped, and I especially love to use this when I have makeup on because it will literally get everything off. I rub that in for about 60 seconds and then rinse off. Then we're on to body wash. I'm using the Method Body one. The TikTok girlies put me onto this and I love it because it lathers up so nicely. It does have a nice clean scent to it as well, but honestly the scent doesn't stay on for long. I like to use exfoliating gloves to wash myself because I personally like something a little bit more abrasive and exfoliating to wash my body. After we rinse off, I'm going in with the Dove Sensitive Skin Bar to wash my girl down there. This has never gave me issues, so if it's not for my yoni bar, I will go in and wash myself using this bar. It works perfectly, there's no scent to it, so it is pretty much safe. So now for shaving, I'm using the EOS shaving cream. This always makes it so easy for me to shave. It's very hydrating and it smells super good. So I shave my underarms and legs the most. In my last video, I said once a week, but if I'm being honest, it's more like a bi-weekly thing, especially in the winter. To shave my underarms, I go in different directions to get the closest shave. I'm currently in the process of lasering my underarms, so hopefully I won't even have to shave my underarms in the coming weeks. But to shave my legs, I shave going upwards, and I'm using this razor that I'm absolutely obsessed with. I bought this to simply try it out a while back, and this razor makes shaving go so smoothly. When I was first using this, I kept shaving the same area because I couldn't feel the shave and I thought the razor was dull or something, but then I realized you just don't even feel the shave with this razor. It's incredible, and I can use this without a shaving cream if I really wanted to with no issues. So yeah, needless to say, this is now my go-to razor. Next up, we're using a body scrub. This one is Dove's Body Polish in the scent Brown Sugar and Coconut. This smells divine. It's such a yummy, sweet scent. Unfortunately, with this as well, I feel as if the scent disappears after I get out the shower though, but I still like to use it because I like to use something to hydrate my skin after shaving. And so that's my shower routine for you guys. Now I'm gonna go into my post shower care. That term sounded so official. But to moisturize, I'm using the Vaseline Cocoa Radiant. I've been using this since I was a little kid and it smells so good and sweet. It's also very moisturizing, and I find that this scent actually does stay on for a bit, so that's a plus. Next, I'll be using this Neutrogena body oil. This makes my body look very moisturized and shiny, and it's not sticky, so I love that. Plus it has a nice
Okay, sisters, you still with me? Y'all hear me?
Ma'am.
Yeah, I
Yes,
just went
I'm
on to
here.
stop it there. Yeah, I went on to stop it. The only thing I disagree with is the products that she's using. But those bathing techniques, a lot of people don't even know what to do. So, anybody have any questions before we end?
No questions, sister.
No, ma'am.
It's a beautiful
All
class. I
right.
love this.
A lovely class.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed you all. I learned a lot from you ladies too.
Yes, very informative.
When can we do this
Very good.
again?
There it is. We're gonna do it again, baby.
Yeah,
We did
you
this
know
one
what?
time. We gotta do this again. This has been so
Yeah, 'cause
wonderful.
there's actually some information here that we didn't even touch on yet because it's not enough time. But there's a lot here. Such as instance, like for toothpaste, I was going to share. Make sure you get natural based toothpaste that has no fluoride in it, and make sure you get deodorant with no aluminum in it. I definitely need to leave that with y'all before we end. But there's a lot more that we didn't even touch on. So we may have to do it again, sisters.
Yes, run it back. And sister, I want to thank your lovely daughter for all the knowledge she brought in. She's just so mature and wonderful. It warms our heart to see it. There's a sister who's a doctor.
Thank you.
Doctor.
Yes, yes.
She's not about the status quo. She really genuinely cares about us. So, young sister, we thank you so much for everything you're doing. Keep on doing it. We need you. We love you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I enjoyed being a part of this class.
Lovely.
Yes, yes. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, my other daughter too, she was dropping some jewels too. Arella, I think she went off. But yeah, they're definitely you all of a barrel of information. I don't even know why I'm teaching. Someone should have taught it.
No. That's the thing about it. You need to understand, as especially Black women, we are probably the biggest race of women on this earth that tear each other down the most. We really hit hard with our sisters, and and so when I'm just a little thing of advice when I started the class and I saw that sister with that beautiful chocolate skin, I had to let her know. One compliment a sister a day.
Yeah, Maisha. Yeah, she's a wonderful sister.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Compliment each other. Tell each other, we love each other. Because we all we got.
Or check on each other. Say, hey, sister, how's your spirit?
All right.
Yeah, because we need that. Yeah. Definitely, you all get with me and let me know when y'all want to do this again.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, definitely. I guess I don't have nothing else to say.
Ladies, how y'all doing again? I want to also ask that, can we talk more about when it goes, we talked about, administration and things like that, but I would like us to talk about more about women when we enter into that menopause stage of life and what goes on in that area.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. You're correct.
Yeah, because we need to talk to, allow, women who have gone to that next part of their life. Let's talk about that more too, and enlighten our sisters what it's going to look like when we go over into that next level.
Totally agree. Yeah, I definitely need to be educated about it. I'm going on 50, so
yeah.
I definitely
me about it.
Yeah, I'm hitting that age. I'm hitting that age as well, where you don't have conversations. Women don't. They suffer in silence because they don't know what they're going through, and some of us haven't had that talk. with our mothers, because our mothers hit menopause and probably didn't know what she was going through. Now we know why she was fussing and fussing and looking crazy and sweating and turning the fan on and all of this, because her body was going through the changes, and our people, they didn't know what they was going through. They just know that, hey, my menstruate, when they look around, it's been 2-3 years they menstruate haven't been on. But these are conversations that we do need to have with our older women, because we do suffer in silence, because we don't know what's going on with our bodies, and I'm going through menopause takes a mental toll on some people, because we're going through a hormonal change in our life, where our body is doing all kind of sorts of stuff. Make sure you take your vitamin E and things like that, and because that helps with the hot flashes, and it's a lot of things that we do have to, once we get up there in our mid-40s, we have to be aware of, and we have to start taking care of our bodies when we hit that 40 mark, because now our bodies are really taking a turn, especially if you done had a lot of children, and you done birthed a lot of children. So those are the things that we have to be aware of. Make sure you do your self check when it comes to your boobies, and making sure you don't have. That's why I was, making sure you stick your finger and do a self-examination to make sure you don't have no lumps and bumps, and because those are things that you do have to be aware of as women, and we do have to have a safe place to go to be able to talk about menopause and PMS, and because everybody frown up when you talk about that. Ew, it's yucky, but those are things that we have to be able to be aware of, and be acceptive of, and be able to be an open ear, because this is your body, and you don't want to be like, oh, you go to the doctor and it's too late or something, because you haven't paid attention to the signs or the symptoms of your body. You have to know thyself.
And that goes back to knowing, understanding who you are, understanding self first, knowing what's in your bag first before you can do anything else. And one thing we have to understand, we all are going to go through it. So at some point, because we have to understand there's perimenopausal and then there's menopause. And a lot of women do not understand what that even means. And, we have to talk about these things, because when you're taking care of your body when you're young, that also is going to affect what that menopause looks like when you go over into that change of life. So that's a lot of things. We got to get to that subject and start educating our women more on how to take care of your body now, but what happens when you go over into the change of life. So I award us, and I thank you all for, this conversation, because this was a beautiful conversation for us to have as women.
It sure
really
is.
was. And we got to keep educating. Yes, educating our young women on how to take care of your body. It's your temple. It's all you have.
That's right. And get plenty of sleep. At least 8 hours a day.
At least.
Yeah. And because we're not built genetically or anatomy wise like the other women from the other nations. Our bodies are different. Everything about us is different from them. So we can't take their education and allocate that with ours, with how to take care of ourselves. And these are conversations nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, I saw an article that said women actually have to get more rest than even men, because we use our intellect more often than they do.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because we're always thinking ahead, and we're always, pre-planning and strategic planning and thinking. We're always on the think box. So we use a lot of energy because we got to thank for ourselves, we got to thank for our households, we got to thank for our jobs, we got to thank for the people that we're around. We got to think we have to be that we the number one thinker. So we do take a lot of energy, and that's great that you brought that up, because when you sitting up here and you're going from meeting to meeting, and you're changing, you got to change from mommy mode, you got to change into professional mode, you got to change to your praying mode. So we get spiritually, emotionally drained from always pouring out and nothing comes back in. So when mama say, I'm tired, boss, I'm tired.
Leave her alone. And then actually, speaking of this topic here, incorporate some ashwagandha herbs into your diet. That will help with that. Ashwagandha.
Oh yeah, I heard of that. And sister, if you is there a website we could go to purchase your soap? Because
Yes,
I need me some black soap.
Absolutely. Terica, can you put that in the chat for me? My website, www.TruthsOverTraditions.com with S's. Yeah, and I sell majority of my products are natural based.
And any other women who have any natural based products, please put your websites in the chat, because I like to support.
Please.
Yes.
Definitely. And anything else that we can support you on, let us know about that too.
Yes.
Because I want to support y'all. Because every time I get paid, I'm looking to invest in somebody. Even if it's $1, I wanna sow into somebody other than just myself. Definitely. Anybody else who didn't get a chance to talk? Sister Tracy Simmons.
I actually have a question.
Absolutely. Ask away.
I don't mean to be rude, but something brought me to curious. Why do you have something on your forehead? Like,
this is a head charm. This is I'm into Hebrew culture, so this is just a body jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is ancient customs.
Thank you.
Sometimes I wear headbands too, on top of my scarves.
I have to say, the water sister, it's my yellow Dean here, my oldest one. And so she's the one that does the mask. And she's looking at, as far as doing piercings and things in that matter. So it really just drew attention. I said, yes, that's what it is. You can ask her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, ask me anything. Yeah. Ask me anything. I'm from Cleveland. We don't wear our feelings on our shoulders. Them Clevelanders, they'll teach you real quick. You can't wear your feelings on your sleeves. Anybody else? Oh yes, and sister Princess Adah and we're gonna both be co-hosting. I think August. I can't remember the date. It's the third Sunday in August, and we're hosting a gender wars talk panel, and it's going to be men and women. And I actually just got a phone call from one or two of the brothers. They actually wanted to be in this class. And then I asked Sister Princess, I said, there's men want to come to class. Princess said, oh no. Princess said, no, women only. I said, okay. I said, all right, sister. Because sometimes she had to put me in check sometimes. Princess said, no. So yeah, brothers want to be in on this class too. I'm glad they didn't come.
And that is true. But some dads need to know that's in the household, because you have some dads that are raising daughters that is raising daughters single. So
that's a good point.
They don't have that woman figure in the home. So dads do need to learn, but I can understand this being an all woman topic, because then there are certain things when a man is in the chat, how to refrain from. But a lot of men need to, some men want to know because they have daughters that's going through through the change, and they need to know, because when my parents separated, I stayed with my dad. So when it was that time of the month, I had to say, Dad, I need to get some pads and things like that. So, and dads need to know, husbands need to know, because there are things that they have to help with their wives with. They have a baby, or the wife can't go to the store. They need to know the signs and the symptoms too. If you live in the house with somebody and something is going on with you, you need to be able to talk to your partner and let them know that it's a safe place as well, and that this ain't disgusting and this is not that. But if something is going on, at least he can be aware of the changes. You might be swelling up, you might be looking a certain kind of way, you might have a smell, and he say, honey, what's that smell? And then now, okay, ring ring ring, something is going on, anything. So we do have, there are times when we do have to share things with men as well, if they willing to listen, because those are the things where a lot of men are shunned from. But you have a lot of single dads out there. You have a lot of husbands that want to know what's going on with their significant other.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. That is true. But some of us, some of us women, we might not be comfortable with talking or discussing these things around them. But yeah, that's a good point you made. So how do you balance those two?
Maybe you can do a co-ed class, because when people know ahead of time that it's going to be co-ed, then they'll know what they'll be,
pick and choose
the
if I
comfort
want to go
level.
or not.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one we'll do that. We could do that like that. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna end it here. Anybody comfortable with praying? We'll say a little short prayer before we end it out. And don't forget to put all your information in the chat so I can write it down. Okay, nobody want to pray. I guess it's up to me. It's up to me.
I'm not a prayer. I can pray, sister, but I'm not a prayer out loud. I promise the Holy Spirit has to come over me for me to pray like that. I'm ashamed to pray in front of people. I am. I'm a silent prayer.
Come on now. Okay. All right. All hearts and minds are clear. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Most High Father, we thank you for this opportunity to gather in concert with my sisters. We ask that you will hearken and that you will accept our prayers. And we asking that you will bless us and that you will keep us safe from harm and danger. And we ask that you will watch over us throughout this week, keep us safe from harm and danger, keep us covered from the wicked who sits in high places. We pray the scriptures of Psalms 91 over our lives right now. Watch over our children, our families, and all those who we love. And we ask that you will help us to keep your commandments, to live or walk according to your ways, and that we will continue to keep our minds stayed on you at all times. Heal our bodies of ailments. Restore us where we're lacking, where we're in lack. All praises be unto you. We thank you, and we're grateful to you for all you've done for us, and we love you. All praises be unto your name, in the name of the Messiah. So be it. Hallelujah.
So be it.
So
Hallelujah. So be it.
Thank you, sisters. I love y'all. I love y'all.
Love you too.
And
Thank
yes, I think my sister, not my sister, my daughter put my information in the chat. And you all follow me on social media, right?
What's your social media stuff?
Yeah, it's Rafala Y Rafala. And then we also have Sister Princess. She does sewing. And so she, yeah, I guess she'll put her information in the chat box too. And so everybody here got something going on. Okay, definitely stay in touch, ladies, and I will get back in touch with you to let you know when we'll do a part 2 on this. And then let me know what dates are good for you guys. It'll have to be on a Sunday. Because you know I'm on this plantation Monday through Saturday. I'm on this plantation. You know, the slave master got me by the throat Monday through Saturdays. Oh. And I'm going to give you all the recording of this video too, okay? So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, definitely. All right, y'all. Love y'all.
Love
peace
you too.
Peace and love.
All right. Peace, love, and blessings to everyone. Very informative. Thank you for the invite,
Yeah.
sister.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure. Okay.